All right, we have a performance from C. Mehrl Bennett and John M. Bennett. They have been doing mail art for over 40 years, and they're also very active in visual poetry. They've done art in many different genres, and they've published many books.
Including one of Chris's.
Including one of mine. It's sitting on the table. So after the performance, you're welcome to take a look at these books and support them in their press, Luna Horizonte Province. They travel all over the world to do their art, to share their art, but they didn't have to travel very far today because they're actually from the neighborhood. They're not just from Columbus, but they live just a few blocks north of here. So welcome John M. Bennett and C. Mehrl Bennett.
We're going to start off the performance with a piece called The Eternal Circle. There's a Fluxus artist in France, his name is Bennett, who wrote a score called Pick Up Something at Your Feet. Pick up whatever's at your feet. Well, this is kind of a takeoff on that, but we're going to be using pennies, and I appreciate all of you adding your 2 cents worth. And we both have our sacred penny stoles on. This is called The Eternal Circle. Oh, and it's based on a saying called, see a penny, pick it up. And it's for good luck. So we're going to generate a lot of good luck for everybody here.
Imagine bubbles, plummet feathers, either eaten or was gamete spat along the land bridge, circular coast. Ears carved on bones, walks away with statics, our code bags, mirrors your hands, coat que te abre la mano de paz, pasaje, noose, flood gristle, coughing the path, crop yields, megalithic cloud. Clod shaped the earth, last half was your corner isolation, isoelectric heaving in the languid seas. No more cities drown, the beaches deep in where my templed headaches crown diversed a burning ladder beneath your waves. The dream of an empty house is a tree bursting with leaves. The leaves dream a car turning on a coastal road. It was the shattered coffee cup on a kitchen floor. You are a field of smoking tractors, oil palms lean darkly in your distance. lavandería nombre, fragmentario el fin adosado de mis tumbas truecas, embroiled nor after de pleasantries asleep in a burnt out doorway, hace meses sin cagarse. What's up, abracadabra, enigmatic proliminal hatchet, had as di comentario me perdí el cogote milenario a lustros, ni lastres, llagas y llamas que te llaman nos sin aire. Inflagelada informática que te traga el nombre, I to melody instantiated enters relentlessly, por algo será, algo teado es, ubre, 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 ubre.
Thank you.
Diálogo do Coração, de Hugo Ponches.
TLP. We call them TLPs, short for tacky little pamphlets. Because they're just made from an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, printed on both sides, folded. So this one was done in collaboration with a male artist from Australia. Texas Fontanella is his moniker. And what he does is he outlines text that he finds in, like, say, on a page of a pulp book. And so he's picking out certain words and making his own phrases from the page. And he sends John and I huge envelopes full of these little phrases. So I took a bunch of phrases and put them together into this poem, which I titled Recipe for the End of the World. So the recipe begins: a head in a cage, cash on bread, masses of hair on salami toilet rolls, a crying turtle, ducks in jeans and boots, a stuffed child bobblehead, an apple of bone, hairy eyes, a video camera in a white nightdress, rocked phone, teeth sandals, his nose vegetation, empty magazines, an elephant of gray rock, the sweat of an ashtray collection, a galloping horse of water, a hand of mud from the bank, hands sewn to legs. Also the rest of her cash, birds, and the ghost in a brown paper bag. They all lay in pieces at the kitchen table. To season their last years of childhood, sugar and rose salt. All this leaves a void in her handbag. Every feather costs you around $20,000 as a whale falls on the cash register. Indifferently, she stirred it all into a pot of boiling water with the parts of a lot of old lawyers. She stared out the window as if her own head were in a cage, her shadow flat on the kitchen table. As boiling stew steamed the window, she phoned Monet on the stunning telephone. A dinner invite ensued in a paced, cautious, swollen voice with her arms stretched out over the bay. Manet came over, every step taking flaggingly, thoughts of bacon forming a cloud. Before Manet arrived, she felt the shadow staring at her, prone on her bed in a chain-smoking suit. While pushing the shadow into a closet, her hand passed through him. Bubbles broke open and words came out. The wardrobe rose up, impaled by breathless sound and meaningless words. Upon arrival, Manet pointed at the hovering wardrobe and asked, "What's that?" "The sun," she replied. And so, Manet munched the sun and threw up the brain.
Le Maire, la Mare. The umbered floor was wallet knot was what Cuentas heart allowed. On fascicule, a worm reduced to smoke. A dogged fork rekindled was the chair leg broke. The eat a whole contar lo innombrable into innocente grinning through the veins. The limp net congeals. Really strong, the tide. Fought! Ash gag, 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 thorax, gag, ash, 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 gash, gag, ash, gag, ash, gag, ash, mouth, disbound, blister of the commas spread across your face, the stringy leg, your gnome inaction burned, period end will end, the ashy page, redaction, gagging in the soot, your phony foot kicked back, the bluster, comma, canker speaks, the grinding fart, packed, uation, fog spelling in my ear. ¿Cuántos aquí hablan español? Nadie? The deadly dead. Lint and sleep, the lock hammer floats. Detailist ecky pillow heated in your neck's growling shadow. Caw, caw, to drink the snore fusion uncoiling in your throat. I lint and sleep. Foot to twitchy outside its shoe, your gaze smarter, but the dark ladder burns against a tree. When I may crowd at last your wormy bed, O Karilin-san. Get dressed. Crawled in a dirt, your flag-rent jacket extended. I was burned, of course. Tonatillo, pan, mezcli, mareado en une tradition de goût d'autrui. Monsieur Boinvilliers, a vacuum roars, a sore throat was your cloudy pool forms, the page you wiped your face on. Como diré, l'homme n'est-il pas la poche fourre-tout d'un inconnu? René Char, a hose thrashing in my sleeve. Burr fencing crossed the face, olín estático, en los 6 sentidos circulares que le col que sel de la revolución. Fall inside your shirt, your tongue and mud submerged, hangers and meat.
This is a score that is done in memory of Christine Tarantino, an artist from the East Coast who passed away a couple years ago from cancer. And one of the last mail art shows that she hosted was called Sometimes You Need Red Lips. This is a joint poem that John and I wrote. We do a lot of short poems that we write together, take turns writing a line.
This is a particular form called a hainaku, which is a haiku-like form promoted lately by Arlene Tabios.
Fool. Fool. Ship lake. Steer off face.
Bluff, action-packed, box of piss.
Tool. Kitchen sink. Your red foam.
Peninsula, slave lake, a wet diaper.
Spring. Dead frog. Lint fills the air.
Shoe, debt cloud, cow in field.
Rut. Captionless self. Your talking dust.
Failure or hammer left of field.
Failure or hammer left of field.
Backwards,
Field of left. Hammer or failure.
Dust talking your shelf captionless rut.
Field in cow. Cloud debt. Shoe.
Air fills lint. Frog dead, spring.
Diaper wet a lake slave. Peninsula.
Foam red your sink kitchen tool.
Piss of box. Packed action. Bluff.
Face off steer, lake ship, fool.
Hainaku.
I, de sleep impale nor cloud an eye. Breath, shot a wind, hand faucet, ábrete la boca. Up, span, lug, age, step reflection, break a hand, leave. A growth, dust, addo, leap into your pants, a grief.
Our small press publishing venture has published 3 volumes by Jim Leftwich titled Recible in Kent, Meditations and Explorations in and Around the Poem. And from the 3rd volume, I'm going to read an excerpt to which I've devised 2 actions suggested by the paragraph at the beginning and end. Why not get horizontal? Paul text halitosis isthmus. The perfunctory ovaries are a grunt of help. Drips down to a rock roar doctor, the fact beneath. Bridges or quasi-lateral squiggles. Sublateral scribbling. The hiccup licorice is Aunt's mother, for knots donut beneath the runt. Overcome by mounting bitumen, by grapheme and latent plectrum, language coheres in a status of improvisation. We read our launch through labyrinth criterion. The derision of language is performed at the edge of breath. Knotted closure is an orbital quietude, a form of glyphic heresy. The vowels marble to servo, glitch, multiply, love as they disown the body, escrow, albeit LJ, a relational aplomb leached through hovers, writing a layered semantic, startling to anoint. Chin and teeth, broached to synaptic shine, laborious bifurcations, inherently nothing. Sway is a kind of thematic doubt, inherent query, refined to variance. Articulate letters or quasars beneath the hut. Choice is lateral. Through interpretational fullness, always androgynous or secretly absent, the word full of its mumbled altitudes. Thank you.